Max, the battle of the undefeateds as far as the brackets, the way that they've ended up here. How do you think you guys match up against the Braves?
I think we match up pretty well. Obviously they're a good team. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. But it's going to be an interesting game out there. It'll be the first time with fans. We'll see how nerves get to everybody, and it should be a lot of fun. It's two good teams, and I know we're all looking forward to it.
You had mentioned the fans. Do you anticipate some nerves actually playing in front of people again?
I'd like to say no, but I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of nerves going on. It's been a while since there's been people yelling at us, so I'm excited for it. It'll be a lot of fun, and it should be a pretty good atmosphere.
You guys did such a tremendous job, your pitching staff, in terms of limiting Tatis Jr. as well as Manny Machado. They have a couple of guys in the Braves lineup that can certainly hurt you as well with Acuna, and we know what Freddie Freeman can do. What's your best bet in terms of limiting those guys? I realize you're a position player, but also defensively backing up your pitchers against those two.
I believe that would be field the ball and throw its first base correctly. As for how the plan is, I think that's just that's on the pitching side. They do a really good job over there. It's they're working hard, so I'm sure they're putting together a really good game plan for all of our pitchers, and it's just up to those guys to go out there and execute, which that's what they've been doing all year long for us. And on the defensive side, you just got to be ready and make the play when it's hit to you.
Does each level provide its own new level of intensity?
Sure. Is the playoffs. If there's not intensity, then there's probably something wrong with you. But we're all relaxed right now. We'll see how it turns out when it gets closer to game time. But I just know we're all really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Next question is from Dave Vassegh. Go ahead.
Hey, Max, you guys scored 23 runs in the NLDS by only hitting one home run. Did that prove anything to you guys as far as what you need to do to be successful offensively?
Maybe a little bit. It's a big ballpark, as we've seen. Ball doesn't travel as well as it does in a lot of other parks. And, for us, I think it just it almost got us back to our basics. Just, taking our walks, getting the pitches we need to hit. We don't have to be swinging for the fences. We're a very good offensive team. We all have a lot of good game plans, and, just stay within yourself, not try to do too much.
Did you tell yourself anything going into the playoffs about just resetting your season? Mentally, did you try to do something different to get rid of the frustrations of the regular season?
No, it's just understanding the game. Personal stats have no meaning in the playoffs. People can talk about the stats all they want, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is whether or not your team won. And, anything you can do to help your team win, that's all that really matters. Like I said, I've said it before, I don't matter. The team matters. And, all of us understand that. So, your personal stats, they have no value here, really.
Thanks, Max.
Next question's from Jack Harris. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Max, did you have family members of the last series or people who are buying tickets to this one?
Yes, I do. My family lives actually in Dallas, so my parents got to come to all three games for the DS, and it was a lot of fun seeing them up there. Still couldn't see them, which was unfortunate. It's been a long time, but it was fun just kind of seeing them up there, and they were really happy about it. They've been missing going to games all year long, and so for them to get to see some in person will be awesome. And they should be coming to every game this series, and I know they're going to be really excited about that too.
Is that just kind of one more weird part of this year is you go home, but because of the bubble situation, you aren't really allowed to see them because they're outside the bubble, right? They're not with you guys. Yeah.
We're not allowed to get anywhere close to them really. At the closest we're allowed is they can be about 15 rows up in the stands, and we can yell at each other. I think that's the closest they'll allow us to get.
Thank you.
Next question's from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Max, sort of off that, what's life like in this bubble? What do you guys do when you're not on the field?
You're stuck at the hotel. You got to find ways to pass the time. Me and my wife, we look at a lot of videos of our dog since the dog's not allowed to be with us. It's unfortunate, but we watch a lot of videos of our dog, of our cat. We watch TV shows. You just got to find ways to pass time, and it's difficult, but it's been even more difficult on all of our wives and families that are here with us. And it's it's tough for them because they, they're just stuck in the room. There's not really much they can do, but thankfully they get to come to these games. So, it's just, you have to find a way to pass time.
And Max free tonight. What do you guys need to do to get to him?
Just play our game. If we'll go out there and play our game, stay within our game plans, not try to do too much. I have a pretty good feeling about us.
Thank you.
Next question's from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead.
Hey, Max, that first playoff series you played in was that 2018 NLDS against the Braves. Do you think, does this matchup make you think back to that at all? I mean, what was that first playoff like for you?
It was a lot of fun, a lot of nerves. It was my first time experiencing all of that, like you said, and it was, it was kind of just really understanding why you're playing the game of baseball. It's the playoffs are a totally different animal. It's incredible. It's so much fun. It's so much pressure, so much stress. But when you come out on top, it's always worth it. And that's the goal, is go out there and win the game tonight.
I know obviously there's a lot of different players and things like that in this series a couple years later. Is there anything you guys can gain from having seen them, back then in a playoff setting?
I don't really think so. It's completely different. Even the guys that were on the team, they're probably doing different things now. You can't really go that far back. You have to just look at what they've been doing this year, because everything changes.
Thanks.
Next question's from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Max, you've kind of batted all over this year in the lineup. I was just wondering, down the stretch, did it mean anything extra to you that Dave Roberts stuck with you at cleanup, or does it really matter to you where you bat?
No, and it meant a lot to my confidence just knowing he had my back, and just kept reaffirming that I was having good at bats. Just the results weren't there. My process was there, but it's just difficult part about this game is you can do a lot of things right, and nothing can go right for you. And it's I kind of feel like that's what happened a lot this year. I feel like I took a lot of good swings. I was laying off a lot of pitches, and just unfortunately there wasn't too many results for me. So for him to sit there and have my back the entire season, it definitely meant a lot to me. And it also tells me that they understand where I'm at.
Was it good to see some of those results in the last series? A couple of the singles that dropped in against the Padres?
Absolutely. But, more importantly, it was just the wins. It's for me in the playoffs, that's really all I care about, is just getting the wins.
Thanks.
I got time for one more. Go ahead, Spencer.
Hey, Max. I was just wondering, what are your thoughts on this Braves pitching staff and what they've been able to accomplish so far in the playoffs?
They're good. They've put together good game plans against the teams they've been playing, and I'm sure they're going to do the same thing tonight. And they're going to go out there and execute. We just got to stay within ourselves and execute our game plan, and hopefully they make a mistake or two, and not let things get too out of hand.